เราจะเข้าสู่ panel discussion กันแล้วนะคะสำหรับหัวข้อ creative ballet opportunities for startups ค่ะ Okay, so next everyone distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again for our first day of Startup Thailand in these regions at northern part of Thailand in Chiang Mai province. So we will continue with the next panel discussion that we are going to discuss in the topic of creative ballet opportunities for startups. นะคะท่านแรกที่จะขึ้นมาพูดคุยกับเรานะคะขอเรียนเชิญคุณภารดลพรอำนวยนะคะ CEO Northgate Jazz Co-op ค่ะขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับคุณภารดลด้วยนะคะท่านที่สองนะคะคุณกิตติชัยพิพัฒน์บุญยรัตน์นะคะ Director at Aristo Production Company Limited ค่ะแล้วก็นะคะอีกหนึ่งท่านนะคะขอเรียนเชิญคุณพฤทธเลิศสุกิตติพงษานะคะ Project Manager Punspace ค่ะ So next I would like to invite Mr. Michael Steusloff-Beyer from BUZZWOO. Please welcome on stage. And for the next speakers, please join me in welcoming Mr. Simon Robson, MD Intropica and GetVanGo. แล้วก็สำหรับ Moderator ของเรานะคะดร.ปานระพีพันธ์ขอเสียงปรบมือด้วยค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะเดี๋ยวเซสชันนี้ก็จะขออนุญาตพูดคุยกันเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะคะเพราะว่าเราก็มีชาวต่างชาติมาร่วมด้วยนะคะและเนื่องจากว่าเชียงใหม่เนี่ยค่ะถ้าเราได้เห็นกันแล้วเนี่ยนะคะเราก็จะทราบว่าเชียงใหม่เนี่ยเป็นเมืองหนึ่งนะคะที่มีทั้งนักท่องเที่ยวนะคะแล้วก็มีชาวต่างชาติหลายๆคนเลยที่เข้ามาตั้งบริษัทนะคะและที่นี่เนี่ยก็ยังเป็นเมืองแห่งโอกาสหรือว่า opportunities นะคะเดี๋ยววันนี้จะได้พูดคุยกันกับเหล่าบรรดา speaker ของเรานะคะว่าแล้ว opportunities ที่ว่านี้โดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งสำหรับ startup เนี่ยนะคะมีอะไรกันบ้างแล้วทำไมหลายๆบริษัทหรือว่าแม้แต่ชาวต่างชาติเนี่ยถึงเลือกที่จะมาอยู่ที่นี่แล้วก็มาตั้งบริษัทที่นี่ด้วยนะคะแล้วเราจะมีปัญหาอะไรที่เราจะต้องแก้ไขกันหรือเปล่าหรือว่ามีอะไรที่ควรจะส่งเสริมกันต่อไปสำหรับวงการ startup นะคะ Alright for the first question for everybody I would like to ask you guys, what are you doing right now and what kind of business that you are doing now? Start with you.
Okay. My name's Simon Robson. I'm the managing director of a software company called Intropica.
Yes.
We've been operating since 2000 in Chiang Mai, so in our 17th year now.
17 years now. So you did a startup for 17 years. From there to now?
We've done a lot of startups.
Okay, many companies. I mean, okay, yeah. Many business.
Our most recent one, which we launched just last year, is called GetVanGo. It's a platform for renting minivans.
Yes. How many years? 2 years?
No, less than that. About 9 months now.
Oh, okay. But I guess everybody, most of you guys know GetVanGo, right? You know, right?
Not yet.
Yes, yes,
I hope you will.
Okay, so right now you do the GetVanGo.
Yeah, that's right.
And you live in Chiang Mai for many years. How many years?
I've been living here for 20 years now.
Okay, all right. And you, Mr. Michael.
Michael, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Steusloff-Beyer, so the German name. So I'm working for BUZZWOO.
Yes.
I'm the leading project manager and a team lead, and we are here since 2011. We are doing some really fancy web software development projects. So we are serving one of the biggest brands in the world. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are doing some outstanding stuff, actually.
Okay, and basically your company do the software, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
okay.
web-based software development.
All right, thank you. And คุณพฤทธิ์
ครับผมสวัสดีครับพฤทธิ์ครับเป็น project manager. I'm the project manager from Punspace. So we are the co-working space, the first co-working space outside Bangkok actually. And since Chiang Mai is one of the I would say top 3 destination for most of the expats and also for the nomads. So we would be the, I would say, it's more suitable for a freelance, digital nomad, and also for other tourists who like to work all together with touring, playing around, take a vacation.
Work and
So I would say
work and travel.
In terms of from foreigners. Yeah. So we as a Punspace, we also got sponsors from NIA
Yes.
to host a startup in resident program. So it's kind of a special program as a nursery for young startups. For those who have an ideas,
At the beginning stage.
yeah,
Something
right,
like that.
right. They can join us and coach. We will coach them. We give them some mentorships and guide them on how to build, on how to be a good startup. Right, right.
So it's one important part of the startup ecosystem.
Right.
I can say that.
Right.
Okay.
You can say that.
All right. And คุณกิติชัย
Yeah, as
Jeng.
you know, I'm Kittichai, or
Yes.
call me James, like the other calls. So I'm doing like pretty much things. I was staying here like for a decade and then live my last 2 years in Bangkok,
Yes.
Norway, working for a telecom company. And then I just came back here like early this year to follow a company called Aristo Production. So we are doing the, wow, it's louder, right? So the product is still in the sale startup. So we, as a secret or something like that, but related to the telecom. So beyond that, actually, most of people may know that I'm also like the shareholder of the Punspace as well. So we have 2 Punspace here. Yeah, if I may add about that, the startup in residence program that we joined the force with the NIA. It's not just for Chiang Mai, but we want to, let's say, leverage all the co-working space in the regional area of Thailand and build the ecosystem. Like, because if everyone came to the town and asked us about ecosystem, everyone would like to ask this as the first question. It's quite hard to say that. We have the ecosystem, like the complete ecosystem yet. It's still like separated and fragmented. So we initiate this program. It's not just produce the startup for the government or the local, but we aim to be like the hub of the startup as well by leveraging the co-working space and so on. So it's not just my startup.
So you do many things.
More, like,
you do so many things.
Yeah. Like you met me in the other province as well, outside Chiang Mai. So I've been involved with like YEC is a group of like young entrepreneur of the Chamber of Commerce as well, and a lot of things here before I went to Bangkok. So what we are trying to do is not just my own startup, but we are trying to help like create the ecosystem. Like we did something with the Mr.Simon as well in the past, and we are still continuing. It's a bar camp or the tech community as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Like to give some knowledge to the new startup.
It's just like a session. If somebody want to share the thoughts or the knowledge to somebody, we also have a session like that as well. But basically, it's about beer.
It's about what? Beer?
Yeah. So
It's about communities.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want
Yeah,
it to be
right.
casual, right?
To make network and make friends.
Yeah. It's about like so community is more about like friendship as well,
Yes.
and the people allow here that being connected. So we don't want it to be like too much like formal. So we start from there, right?
Yeah, just to say a few words about that. I'm a programmer as well as somebody running a business here. And one of the really good things that has been happening in Chiang Mai in the last 5 to 10 years is regular meetups, informal meetups to share
Informal
knowledge.
meetup.
Informal, yeah. So that when somebody wants to discuss a new technology or some new idea they have, there's a forum for that and very relaxed and rewarding for everybody.
Yeah, that's nice anyway.
So that's gonna lead to the jazz bar.
Right, and everybody join the jazz bar.
All right,
Okay.
สวัสดีครับ
With the beer and alcohol, huh?
That's right. That's what we're talking about today. สวัสดีครับชื่อปอนะครับ My name is Paul and I was born here in Chiang Mai.
Yes.
I'm growing up here and I'm a jazz musician. I'm a saxophonist. And to talk about Creative Valley Startup Thailand is a little bit give me a really hard time for the last week. But I'm doing my best to share with you guys today.
Okay. All right. So you do the jazz bar. What's the name of your jazz bar?
It's called the Northgate Jazz Co-op, and one of the art spaces called Taipei East, venue for the creative arts. Yes, and another one with a new space. It's just open. It's called Addicts Art Space.
Okay. All right. And now everybody know our speakers pretty well now. And let's come back to Mr. Michael. Okay. We can see that right now Chiang Mai has many foreigners come to live and establish the companies. And your company is one of the overseas company that come to establish one branch in Chiang Mai. So why BUZZWOO choose Chiang Mai to do the business?
Okay, I think one of the most important reasons. Just look around. Yeah, everywhere friendly people, nice people, amazing city. The surrounding is just outstanding. This is one fact. So the quality of life. It's a very important part, especially in terms of recruiting. But it's not only recruiting. It's important for us. It's also reducing costs. Yeah, so. You have to run a business. Yeah? You cannot have the super high salaries, but you want to give the people, for sure, a pretty good salary. But here the living is cheap. So means our market is, by the way, it's in Germany, it's in Europe. So we can come up with better prices, actually. And getting a stable business and a growing business. Yeah? And for sure, we also find some nice people here. So well educated. And especially if you do our international recruiting, I mean, look around, all the digital nomads, Punspace, one of the best examples in this case. There's a reason for it. So it's quite attractive going to Chiang Mai. So I would call it the Silicon Valley of Thailand.
Okay, so let's say in percentage, how many percentage of Thai employees in your company now?
Right now, it's around about 50%. Yeah,
50%.
I want to have more, sure. But this is also, right now everybody's, it's my personal impression, so if the students are finishing the university, they all look to Bangkok. So we have to find a way to make Chiang Mai more active for the young people, for people who are just finishing the university.
So you said we have to find a way to attract young people. So in your opinion, what kind of those ways do you think?
Actually, what we are doing at BUZZWOO, we actually I go at least 2 times a year at the university, do some teaching there, and then I have a PowerPoint with one big picture, and this is just our office. Swimming pool, nice area, things like this. So you impress people with that. That's one strategy. The other one is we also do a kind of recruiting with internships. And the CMU, actually, I'm quite happy with CAMT. They offer now the 8-month internship, and it works quite well. So people are staying 8 months at BUZZWOO, learn a lot, and actually all of them which were there, they are now on the payroll. So it works out. So it's actually a pretty good way.
Okay, since your company is the overseas company, so do you have any program or do you help any startup or support startup ecosystem right now in Chiang Mai?
Actually, we have Yoga Trail as our own startup. So maybe somebody heard about it. And so how do we support it? Actually, we also start with, I wouldn't call it really a beer camp, but we did already some events for students. And starting on this way. But for sure, we have experts from all over the world, and if somebody wants to have a good advice or whatever, feel free to contact us.
Okay, let's talk about the employee who works in your company right now. So do you have any training for them?
Well, it depends on which level we will hire them. Yeah. So one part of the training for sure is the internship, which works quite well. And and usually we hire from overseas, we hire only senior developers. Yeah, so usually they don't need the training. Yeah, this is at least what I expect. Yeah. And if we're having new people, so we have a pretty good onboarding actually. Yeah. And people they get a training on the job. Yeah. So for me it's important that everybody has just is on the same level. Yeah. So from the value. Yeah. And this means I don't give somebody something where he is, let's say, out of the business. Everybody has to be in the team. And then they learn, everybody.
Yeah. Okay, all right, thank you. And let's come back to Mr. Simon. So you have been living in Chiang Mai for 20 years until now. So what opportunities you see in Chiang Mai?
Well, I think when I first started working with the internet,
you said you were the first person who used the internet in Chiang Mai?
I was one of the first users of the commercial internet here in 95 or 96. For the first sort of 10 years of the internet here, websites was something that companies had because you have to have it. It was seen as an expense, something just to get out the way. Obviously, that's really changed in the last 4 or 5 years, and things have become much more exciting. People are realizing now that a central part of almost any business is often technology. So I think opportunities are basically everywhere that you look for them now. In terms of improving efficiencies, there's a lot of business-to-business stuff happening here that's still using really old processes. I think simply by looking at that, looking at what people are currently doing and seeing how you can bring in technology to make that either more pleasant or to reduce the amount of boring work that people need to do or to just make it more efficient. That's where opportunity is, yeah.
Okay, and for yourself, why you choose to do the company in Chiang Mai?
Originally, I was interested in doing something with this new internet that had arrived here, and I'd always been a programmer, so it wasn't very long before I wanted to make that official, and setting up a company was the way to do that. More and more, though, I find that the real excitement is in developing something new and in finding a problem and then finding some creative way to bring a solution to it and hopefully turn it into a business. It doesn't always work, but that's part of the fun too.
Okay. คุณ Paradon.
Yes.
Did I wake you up? Okay. You are the CEO. You own the jazz bar. And you said you are the musician, right?
Yes.
Okay. You are the arts guy. And I would like to ask you, do you think arts is important to creating innovation? Is it good for doing technology business?
Man, you would talk about the energy, young energy, kind of things. And I think arts and music is some kind of communication that's across the culture.
Okay.
And I think this is the big part because if you look back in the history perspective of Chiang Mai, is really diverse city, and the way that and the ways of the first team, the first guy who created the city, the first CEO, I would say, King Mang Rai, whatever, and he was he do it very well. The way that he understand the valleys and the create the city planning, and still working now, and still alive and livable. You talk about is everything so cheap here and livable, and And sin is so many ethnic group and many kind of belief and create a different kind of energy in different corner of the city even. And this is just so lively. And I think art is the big part of the city. And you can't skip it.
Do you think?
And also, as a jazz musician, the way that we play music, the way that we improvising, we really concerned about listenings and adding the new open source for the new materials of sounds and culture into it. That's how I see. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes. And do you think arts and culture in Chiang Mai is one factor that attract the tech company or the tech startup to come to establish in Chiang Mai?
What did you think?
What do you think?
Should I ask him? What do you think?
I mean, as somebody who loves programming, who loves working in technology, you need other things, right? I mean, if we're going to do creative work, difficult creative work,
yes,
we need releases for other things. And what Chiang Mai offers is music, is art, is great food,
yes,
at good prices, is the countryside. And I think all this helps us to develop that energy that we need when we sit down to write code or to design something or to make something new.
Yes.
So it's bringing all this together that is the real power of Chiang Mai.
Yeah, and that's why you choose Chiang Mai. And how about you?
Yeah, actually, I can confirm that. Yeah. So it's the real quality of life. Yeah, and it makes
right.
all. Yeah. So if you have art, if you have a surrounding, yeah, if you have a cultural scene, yeah, then the quality of living grows. Yeah. So it's not boring anymore. Yeah. So you can open your mind. You meet interesting people actually. Yeah. So it's an environment. Yeah, where things can grow. Yeah. That's actually the point. Yeah. And this is one of the root is art actually for that.
Okay.
I would say something flow in the way that we live in here is really flow and sustain at some point. But also, if we come to the facts of the city sustainable things, is we also need something more like a platform that we really share about. Because recently, if you think about the smoke problems or the wastewater treatment problems on the canals or in the river, it's really affect. It's really
living.
It is. It's a big part. It's the big part. I think.
Okay. All right. Kun Prut, you told me before that Chiang Mai has the number of startup companies like the second from Bangkok,
yeah,
right?
I would say the second from Bangkok because.
You claim that.
Yeah, I claim. So that's because we have a good infrastructure, I would say. The platform or the structures of the town itself is well prepared and well structured. And apart from that, internet connections or electricity is quite stable.
Yes.
We also have a good combinations of like what
Arts,
he said,
culture,
arts, cultures, and that's
technology.
the things that attract expat, nomads, and even Thai people back from Bangkok. For those who
like him.
Right here. For those who enjoy their experience in Bangkok enough, they will move to Chiang Mai, of course, because you have the same quality of life.
Yes.
With a lower
like
cost of
Bangkok
living.
with lower cost of living.
Right.
That's
reasonable. Let's say it's reasonable here.
It's very reasonable reason for business.
Yeah,
Right?
that is the thing. That's why people like always coming here. But it's a lot of things here, right? If you say what is Chiang Mai, it's the same thing. Like people are gonna say it's maybe about people, it's about culture, it's about history, and many things. Infrastructure is good. We have the international airport and so on. Actually, if we are talking about the good thing about Chiang Mai, it's 1,000 or million things.
Wow,
That's why
you
we
can
live
you
here.
can
I think.
spend a long day to talk about it. Okay, so does the Punspace help on this?
We have tons of good reviews and comments from our customer
Yes
that mention about infrastructures,
Yes
about the quality of life, about environments. That's why we have here a co-working space. A co-working for those who may not know about a co-working space, we have a space for working. We're focusing on working. So no, because Thai people may enjoy working on the coffee shop or
Yes,
cafe,
right.
but here we have a space for working and focusing on working by yourself. The freelancer and nomad, they can sit on the same table, on the same floor. And if they have any problems, they can discuss and work together.
Right
We provide them amenities, we provide them, snack box,
Is it free
coffee, of course.
Oh yeah
Include.
okay.
Include. I would say
Included in the
inclusive.
price right
Right. And we have one of the best internet connections, I would say, because we have all of the internet provider
Yes
plug it here. So it's very suitable for those who like to travel and work here. So many tourists who like to spend only a few days on and try to finish their jobs and before going back to uphill or to other valleys, they can also work it here.
Okay
If I may add a bit, so yeah, for sure, the co-working space is. I think it's not new for now.
Right.
If we like talk like back in like 3 years or 4 years ago, it's still new. But more people know about it. It's not just a working place for now, right? It's like it's a community that we put in it, and the member that like they are participating with each other and ignite some new idea and new energy in the town. So that the space is not just about the working space. It's also like the musician space as well, and art space. That where we attract like this guy. So
Foreigners
Expat and foreigners.
so it's just a beginning, like it's an early stage for the traveler who came here, and then they became like expat. So it's a good thing about Chiang Mai. So we attract them at first, and then later when they come here and they like it really and love our city and
Yes.
try to
They
helping
visit
and
they spend more time here.
yeah, spend more time and try to
expand
contribute to.
communities.
Yeah, that's right. So we just create the space for them to show up or like facilitate them the best. And then if they would like to settle here, they're gonna like make a company like BUZZWOO or Intropica. So that is the thing about the space. I think it can be the hub of the community and the space for the creative people.
You ask me?
Because it's quite related
I
to
understand.
this thing, right?
Let's put it this way. Like, what about this? What about you put the aircon, in the temple, and you put the everyday 3D paintings, and it could be a co-working space in the community.
Yeah, in some way,
yeah,
right?
in different way, right?
And
but
you
for
asked him, right?
Punspace, it's like is for expat for because the world is changing. The way people are traveling, the way people see.
You are working like remotely
Yes, because
around the world.
you want something in particular way to share the idea. That's why they have a co-working space, which is in the old day, people would probably use a temple or church or as a hub to work together in the community. But now it's just
Yeah.
changing. That's how I see the co-working space. But it's cool, man.
Okay Interview of art sky for the co-working space thing like that
Yes, one point is I wanted to. Can I speak? Sorry.
Sure
I'm sorry, but the thing is, I was looking at, to talk about startup. They give me a hard time, so I look on the Wikipedia. What does it mean startup? And then I end up like look at the businesses in Chiang Mai, and I found out it's like more than 60% are fail in the first 3 years.
But for the
But really-
startups even more
Even more.
But for startup, but why we here and talk about startup? because I think the point is we might have to point it in is about passions and what we believe and the way that you believe in the IT, the way that you believe in community, the way that you're falling in love in music or art. And because you believe and you wanted to do something and you think it's good for people, you didn't only do it for money. And because you take a risk and then you put emphasis on it and then even, because if you think about only money and then you want to make a lot more money and you can maybe fail as soon as possible in Chiang Mai because when you struggle with the money, maybe you don't want to try harder, right? And I think this is the big point that because all the young people who wanted to do something and start something new, innovative, maybe have to look really deep, like what really you wanted to do, like believe and it's going to be great for the community and people and for this world. That's how I see.
Okay, so you have something to...
Well, I think failure is a big part of this, actually. It's been mentioned a few times, but if you're going to have startups, you're going to have a lot of failures. I've had plenty of failures myself. I'm good at failure, but actually, failure is not a bad thing.
I'm one of your team.
I think we don't need to count.
Okay, all right.
But failure can be a very positive thing, right? Because of the energy you bring to this new idea, because you're giving everything to try to make something happen. I think nearly every time that there's a failure, you can walk out of it with great personal benefit as well. And hopefully benefit for those around you, because we've all learned something from the failure. We've discovered something that maybe doesn't work, or we found a way into something new that will work.
All right, let's give a big hand. Yeah?
Okay,
and let's fail together.
Let's fail better. Yeah.
Okay, well, talking about fail and your experience, because you have been doing the startup companies for 17 years or over 17 years. Do you have any suggestion for the new startups?
That's who's gonna
based on your
start
experience.
in Chiang Mai, I guess. It's a context about Chiang Mai. So.
I think my main advice, given that right now startup is such a big thing, the key thing is to be in it for creating the new business, not because it's cool to be doing a startup, not because there's easy money. Because if you're just taking money to do a startup, you're probably going to fail, and you maybe have a small salary for a while, but that's not enough. So I think let's do startup things because we believe in an idea that's much bigger than what we can do right now, and that way we're actually building something healthy and contributing to this ecosystem that we're talking about.
Okay, all right. We talk about opportunities, we talk about good point, and now let's talk about problem. Kun Kittichai, do you think we have any problem to solve to support or to promote the startup in Chiang Mai? Any problems?
It's a lot, right?
He already lists the problems.
Yeah, we see the problem as a thing that we can improve the city as well. So we have a lot of good things as we mentioned. So, but you may heard about it, like the tech visa in France and the other things about the visa these days. So I don't want to bring this up much, but for sure some of the we say that is a state for the foreigner who came to Thailand as well. It's like we call them like digital nomads at first. Then if they want to like stay here for longer or do it legally, you may need to support them. But about the process, that everyone trying like to figure out about it, how to do it better, like and the right way for everyone, like to giving the visa or work permit. So I'm quite sure that both of your company is like supported by the BOI, right?
Yeah, actually we are a BI company,
Yeah.
and this makes things much more easier. compared to the normal way. So if I speak to also foreigners which don't have an BOI company, so actually it's quite hard for them to make all the paperwork, all the visa stuff. For a BOI company, it's quite easy actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we can see that is a process as well. That it's quite work for the tech company as well. But the way that people got to realize as well, like maybe it's not really like open for everyone. But I think if we want to attract the talent people, maybe it's not just only the visa. Like the boundary about this is it's gonna be disappear. I think for like maybe in the years, but it's quite easy if they want to work with the company in Thailand, and we got the BOI support or the process like that, and we can give them the work permit or those kind of things. But for sure about the knowledge of the founders here in Chiang Mai in terms of like the global vision as well, because to hire the people around the world, it's gonna cost money as well, like so. It's many things. It's not just about the visa, but I would say that there is a way to do it like legally already. Actually, the company that I just bought, we also got the BOI support as well. So my co-founder is a foreigner. He is American, so we are proceeding that. But yeah, for sure, the process might take time. We take months as well to do it. So maybe we just accelerate, like have the fast track or something like that, and that would help our like tech firm like a lot. And it's not just the tech firm actually. They quite like looking into Valence like company types of companies. So yeah, it might be a bit contrast because we have like the 4 people here. That is related to
Maybe
the tech,
5.
right? But I
5
think
tech people.
but I think it's about the art. That's why we invite him, because I think it's a part of the community. That's why make Chiang Mai like appearing.
Thank you.
No, it's like it's not just that, because he doing a lot of things for Chiang Mai. That we recognize that. Don't say but we know that he doing a lot of things, and Chiang Mai. And the other thing is, it's not just about visa that they are talking about. It's about developing the people here as well. We went to talk to VCs, many VCs, because we are talking about startup. You are doing like the bootstrapping, but some may need to raise funding. Right? So in terms of that, every VC still focus on the founder. Some VC may say founder, and founder. So because if we want to work with a foreigner, we have a lot of like opportunities here. We have a lot of foreigners that have a global vision. How gonna help like the startup, the local startup to tackle like to go more than just Thailand. Like everyone say that we gotta tackle like the regional or global like to expand to that. But I think to have the foreigner like as a founder is a good thing.
You think it's good?
Yeah,
it's a good thing?
It should be like combined, like some of knowledge as well. But we gotta like sharpen our co-founder, like Thai founder skill as well. Because we still have a problem about English language, right? As a communication. So we gotta go over that.
Okay.
Right. That it's not just a problem. I think it's everyone know it, and we are trying to solving that, right?
It's the fact that we are trying to solve, right? Okay. All right. This is all about opportunities and all about problems that we confront in Chiang Mai for startup ecosystem. Thank you for all the speakers. คุณภารดล พรอำนวย CEO Not GetVanGo Operation ค่ะ คุณกิติชัย พิพัฒน์บุญญารัตน์นะคะ Director of Aristo Production ค่ะ คุณเจงนะคะ แล้วก็คุณพฤทธ เลิศสุกิตติพงษา Project Manager Punspace ค่ะ and Mr. Michael Bayer from BUZZWOO and finally Mr. Simon Robson Managing Director of Intropica. Thank you very much for all the speakers and hope the information we talk today is useful for everybody ขอบคุณทุกท่านนะคะแล้วก็ขอส่งกลับไปให้กับพิธีกรอีกท่านหนึ่งเลยค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
ค่ะแล้วขอ